everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Dylan here. We have a major bombshell today with Joe Scarborough from MSNBC that you do not want to miss, all right? There are now growing calls for Joe Scarborough to be completely and utterly fired, not only from MSNBC, but from TV altogether, after he went down to Mar-a-Lago, met up with Donald J. Trump, and essentially admitted to his whole fan base that, you know, hey, everything I said was completely baseless and utterly false, because he's been comparing Trump to Hitler. They've been calling him, you know, comparing him to Mussolini, Putin, and then you go to his house and meet up with him and say you're sorry and that now you want a relationship with them. Seems kind of strange, right? Very strange. And it totally just proved that the mainstream media, the left narrative that they've been shoving down your throats, is completely and utterly false. And not only that, but now he's getting exposed big time. So this man, his career might be ended big time. So without further ado, make sure to like the video. Make sure to comment your thoughts down below. Make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell. Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski does not want you to make this video go viral. So click that like button, click that subscribe button. Let's get it circling all over the interwebs. This is Joe Scarborough getting absolutely exposed by saying how well Joe Biden was doing. And you can just tell how much he's lying here.
But comparing that guy's mental state, I've said it for years now, he's cogent. But I undersold him when I said he was cogent. He's far beyond cogent. In fact, I think he's better than he's ever been. Intellectually, analytically, because he's been around for 50 years. And, you know, I don't know if people knew this or not, Biden used to be a hothead. Sometimes that Irishman would get in front of the reasoning. Sometimes he would say things he didn't want to say. This is, and I don't really, you know what, I don't really, start your tape right now, because I'm about to tell you the truth. And F you if you can't handle the truth.
I don't think that's the truth at all. I don't think that's the truth at all. An F you? He's saying F you to America if you can't handle how well Joe Biden's doing? I mean, that's crazy. You're cussing out people who are not stupid. Only stupid people would say, oh yeah, Joe Biden's doing great. I believe Joe Scarborough.
This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever. Not a close second. And I've known him for years. The Brzezinskis have known him for 50 years. If it weren't the truth, I wouldn't say it.
That's nothing to brag about. Yeah, Joe Biden's been in politics for 50 years. Yeah, we've known him for 50 years. What a joke. Now, this is actually pretty funny. Joe Scarborough got abused by a I don't want to laugh at this, but not really abused, but let's just tune into the video. People are pissed. You know, people are pissed about this. And if you go out in public, you're going to face backlash for this.
I can't wait for Uncle Donnie to win. I can't wait. He'll get rid of all you fucking liberals. You liberals are gone when he fucking wins. You fucking blowjob liberals are done. Uncle Donnie's going to take this election landslide, cuz. Landslide, you fucking half a blowjob. Half landslide. Get the fuck out of here, you scumbag.
Oh my gosh. Holy moly. That's insane. Now, look at this. In October 2020, Joe Scarborough on people who believe the Hunter Biden laptop was real. History will expose you all as idiots and useful fools for the Russians.
And talk about Facebook having problems and Twitter having problems with a story that even the New York Post knew was a lie. They published a series of lies peddled to them by Rudy Giuliani, who admitted that nobody else would take it but Rupert Murdoch's New York Post, because they might look into it and tell the truth. Here we are in 2020. This is what it's come down to, America. Giuliani is feeding Russian misinformation to Donald Trump and feeding Russian disinformation to the New York Post. They know it's a lie.
Yeah, well,
that's where we are in 2020.
The New York Post.
Just to let you know that they're still talking to Russians. And by the way, Russian hoax, come on.
Joining
Really,
us now.
seriously, history will expose you all as fools and useful idiots for the Russians. It's for 4 years now. For 4 years now, there has been a line from Russian agents into the campaign. It's unbelievable how stupid you think Americans are. How stupid you think Americans are. For you can just say Russian hoax. Seriously?
Oh.
The idiocy, the sheer idiocy. You are revealed right now, but you will be revealed throughout history for basically running cover for Russians.
And you've got this computer repair.
So he's basically saying that you're idiots if you called it a Russian hoax. Gosh, Joe Scarborough, I mean, it's just so strange, right? It's absolutely crazy. And then you have fierce anti-Trump critics Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski going down to Mar-a-Lago to kiss the ring after millions of Americans rejected their fear-mongering and hysterics, or as they put it, to restart communications. How insane is this? They've been comparing him to Hitler for God knows how long. Mika Brzezinski's eyebrows are going higher and higher on her forehead each and every day. It's just insane. She's looking more and more like Nancy Pelosi.
Over the past week, Joe and I have heard from so many people, from political leaders to regular citizens, deeply dismayed by several of President-elect Trump's cabinet selections, and they are scared. Last Thursday, we expressed our own concerns on this broadcast and even said we would appreciate the opportunity to speak with the president-elect himself. On Friday, we were given the opportunity to do just that. Joe and I went to Mar-a-Lago to meet personally with President-elect Trump. It was the first time we have seen him in 7 years.
Now, we talked about a lot of issues, including abortion, mass deportation, threats of political retribution against political opponents, and media outlets. We talked about that a good bit. And it's going to come as no surprise to anybody who watches this show, has watched it over the past year or over the past decade, that we didn't see eye to eye on a lot of issues, and we told him so.
What we did agree on was to restart communications. My father often spoke with world leaders with whom he and the United States profoundly disagreed. That's a task shared by reporters and commentators alike. We have not spoken to President Trump since March of 2020, other than a personal call Joe made to Trump on the morning after the attempt on his life in Butler, Pennsylvania.
So Joe Scarborough, it took Trump getting shot for Joe to call freaking Trump? Are you joking me? Of course Trump answered. He's like, what the fuck do you want?
In this meeting, President Trump was cheerful. He was upbeat. He seemed interested in finding common ground with Democrats on some of the most divisive issues. And for those asking why we would go speak to the president-elect during such fraught times, especially between us, I guess I would ask back, why wouldn't we? 5 years of political warfare has deeply...
Maybe because you've been comparing him to Hitler and you wouldn't go visit Hitler's house to restart communications? I don't know.
Divided Washington and the country. We have been as clear as we know how in expressing our deep concerns about President Trump's actions and words in the coarsening of public debate. But for nearly 80 million Americans, election denialism, public trials, and January 6th were not as important as the issues that moved them to send Donald Trump back to the White House with their vote.
So now January 6th wasn't that important? I'm confused. I don't understand these freaking lunatics.
Joe and I realize it's time to do something different. And that starts with not only talking about Donald Trump, but also talking with him.
I just don't understand them. Like, what's their prerogative here? Like, it's just absolutely insane. You know, Donald Trump actually replied to or made an update on their meeting. Okay, you know what? I actually got fact checked. I guess that it was a fabricated post where Trump insulted Morning Joe host. I thought that Trump made a post saying that, yeah, this was the one I read. This morning, Morning Joe Mika, who owes their careers to me, went on their show and claimed to have met me. Joe Scarborough approached me like a scolded dog. He should never have considered himself lucky that I didn't have him thrown out of Mar-a-Lago. Miko was charming as usual. Yeah, that was going all over the internet. I'm sorry, I thought that was true. It was false. I got fact-checked here on my show, so I will admit, though, when I am wrong. I will admit that here on my show. You probably won't hear, you're probably not used to that because a lot of mainstream shows don't do that, but hey, I'm sorry, Trump did not say that. So, let me know your thoughts down below. Take care. God bless. We'll talk soon.